On both sides? One on each side? Okay. Okay, we good?
You want yours too?
Okay.
I know, huh? Ready, guys? Great, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. So shall we go inside? Okay, great. All right.
I understand that people can stop by.
No, it's the other side here. This house was adjoined. So it was a larger residence at the time. So, okay. Would you like to go in?
Yes, I'll follow you.
Okay.
How are you?
Upstairs. So here we have this is the center of the house. And of course, his uncle, who was the head of household here, was had the cotton office here in New Orleans that Degas depicts in the painting that's at Poe.
That's right, Cotton Exchange and Poe, isn't it?
Yes, and the portrait's in an office in New Orleans Cotton Exchange. His first commercial work, the only work that sells to a museum in his lifetime. And it depicts his uncle's cotton office, which is actually becoming defunct. They're going out of business. Post-Civil War, the loss of free labor, all of it tied into the cotton brokers picked up a much different role. And so he got out. And so maybe I should show you something here that Jacques Boyon took great interest in when he was here. An address. And it shows his cousins, Estelle and Desiree. They escaped during the Civil War to go there and spend the rest of the war there with Degas and his family. So these are his first cousins. Estelle, she's in mourning. Her first husband was the nephew of Jefferson Davis, then actually during the Civil War. He was killed in battle in October of 1872. So she's in mourning, so she's wearing dark. Her sister Desiree and their mother Odile. Odile had passed on before Degas came here. Okay, and then of course Bourg-en-Bresse is written here. This is and the year.
69.
Yeah. So this is at the Art Institute of Chicago, and you see the rust stain here. This is actually in the original. This is a photograph. So we actually do this paintings. We never want to attempt an art museum here. We are a historic house museum. So the documentation here contributes to the historic setting. These are my brothers. They were deceased just after I bought the place. They died within a year of each other. So I dedicated the restoration work to their memory. And so a lot of parallels between the Musson family and my family. So, and my father's here today, and I want you to be sure to meet him because he was in the Army, and he fought in
Normandy?
He did not fight in Normandy. He came in after the invasion, but he was in the European theater and was in France.
Nice.
And so I'd like you to meet him as well while you're here.
Pleasure. Great.
So, so maybe we can step into the main parlor. And so,
Like it's Spanish something.
You've got it?
Is it okay?
That's great.
Margarita?
Merci beaucoup.
Okay.
Mucho gusto.
hey, Margarita.
Margarita.
Okay, so this is us here.
It's a
Nice
family.
meeting
It's
you.
a family affair.
Yes, it is a family affair.
Yes.
Great.
So,
Thank you very much.
I'd like to meet my sister too. She's over here with me.
there she is, Micey.
Glad to meet you.
The honor is mine to meet the Degas family. It's very impressive.
Okay. Okay.
Glasses on.
Yeah, come on in here, Joey.
Come on in.
Give me 1 second. Turn around. Painting started the whole discovery of the Degas New Orleans story. In 1963, no one had known that Degas had actually been here. And this is a person. She's now pregnant and blind and arranging flowers by fragrance and touch. And so this actually started the whole movement back in 1963, which later sort of quieted down. But there was a huge public campaign to what the campaign was called was Bring Estelle Home. And this was to put some really great artwork in the museum, the greatest painter to ever paint in New Orleans, Degas. And so the intention was that if they could bring this here, and by a public campaign to bring Estelle home. They were able to get this one back as the first and only painting that was done in New Orleans that actually came back here. So this started it off, this painting. So
I understand that he did as many as 20 paintings while he was here in New Orleans, more or less.
he did 18 paintings and 4 drawings that survived, and 5 letters, very important letters, because he's painting. In fact, our new walking tour is on the letters. He's describing from the outside what he can't paint because the bright Louisiana sun is too much for his eyes, and he's expressing all of this in the letters. So we know a lot about his personal life, what was happening when he first came here, following the Franco-Prussian War, the siege of Paris, the loss of Frederick Bazille, his best friend, in battle, and his frustration with how the Franco-Prussian War ended up, and then the woman he was involved with had left him while he was at war, married another man, and she was a painter, and the new husband would not let her paint. So this was upsetting to him. So when he comes here, he's very, I think today we would call it post-traumatic stress that he was going through. And now he's in this big house with all his family members, so he's very close up in age. So, but with the elimination of the cotton brokers following the Civil War, we believe Degas goes back, and similar things happen with the absence of the salon system, so that the paint,
If it's possible.
okay, sure. Very well documented. And so we now use this as a bridal suite and for many of our functions such as today. When we shot our documentary, we shot many interviews in here as well. And when Jacques Boyan came to stay with his wife, Mary Odile, this is where they stayed. And
With
so
the balcony.
it has a balcony. And if you can come outside, I'll show you something interesting about the balcony. Stace, can you get, it's one of several paintings where you actually see the house in the painting. And so we're very proud of that. Life magazine had a 2-page spread for us. It's a little worn now as a prop we use on the tour, but you can make the connection there. And our new walking tour, from the ground, people can look up and see the rail and have the image in front of them. So, and again, that's from the letters of the So,
Well done.